Hey there, welcome in everyone. It's time for the Risk and Rewards playtest. Paizo has released two new classes, the Daredevil and the Slayer, and I figured I hadn't looked at it, so we may as well look at it together and get some impressions, figure out, are these classes any good? How well do they work? We'll be playtesting them, but we can at least look through the PDFs. How's Slayer? I was kind of wondering on Slayer, it says it's a monster hunter that hunts down specific enemies. And I'm like, isn't that Ranger and Thaumaturge? Like, that's just halfway between Ranger and Thaumaturge. Is that interesting? I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about Slayer. Let's find out. Okay. So the thing is supposed to be that they harvest parts from their hunts to upgrade their gear, which is very cool. Very cool. It's going to be a content island. It's going to be like Thaumaturge's implements. You're not going to get different gear upgrades. I hope what they release is good because they're not going to give you more. Yeah, you are a monster hunter, so what you get? Expert perception, expert in all saves except for reflex. You have bad reflex. Got it. You can pump strength or dexterity. Kind of odd that you can up dexterity, but you're trained in reflex. You can do 10 plus your constitution modifier. So Slayer gets good HP. Slayer gets frontliner HP, but the class bouncing around like Looney Tunes is fragile. Okay. You know what, Daredevil? I love you too, Eatful. I love all my classes equally. I'm not fond of daredevils. All right. Skills, you're trained in survival and 4 more skills. So you get a lot of skills. Remember, the base is 2 skills. The skill power creep is real. You get 5 skills total. So I think that puts you on par with Ranger. Feels bad for Rangers, I guess. You get martial weapons, medium armor. Why do you get medium, but Daredevil's stuck to light? Whatever. Yeah. Okay. So what actually does this class do? Key terms: relentless. Relentless actions are special techniques you have trained to use on instinct. You can use any relentless action with the extra action. Okay. You get from on the hunt. In addition to 1 or more of your normal actions in the case of a 2 or 3 action activity. Ooh, wait, you just get hasted? So relentless actions can be used for your special haste mechanic. Neat. Reinforced. Many Slayer feats and features gain additional benefits from your hunting tool that is reinforced with a trophy. All right. There's going to be a lot of bookkeeping for this class, I see. You're going to get players who want to be a cool hunter, all right, to play monster hunter. But they don't want to pay attention at the table, and they're going to be awful. They're going to be awful to play with. Because they're going to be like, hey, what's this do? And you're like, bro, I don't know. I'm not playing the character. They're built with the weakness change where multiple instances trigger damage. All right. We'll see. I mean, it's good they got rid of that because it was a bad idea. But, all right, you gain the on the hunt reaction. When you see your quarry be critically hit or any creature, including allies, within 60 feet be reduced to 0 hit points. As a reaction, you gain quickened until the end of your next turn. And you can use it to step, stride, or use relentless actions. Ooh, you're just getting extra actions. So instead of running reactive strike, you're just trying to fish for quicken. So this is going to be really good at low levels. At low levels, yeah, what's my character's name again? Yeah, no, this sounds sick. But at low levels I would say 1 through 4, monsters die like that. They get 1 or 2 tapped constantly. Strength marshals just body them. And the players get knocked down in 1 or 2 hits as well, right? Everyone has low health. So on the hunt is triggering every round. You feel like a god. At high levels, this is not as good. However, You should play this class with a summoner. Not the class summoner. I mean, have a friend using summon monster spells. See what I'm going with? And maybe pair it with a ranger with an animal companion. If any creature going to 0 HP counts, then like just summon dudes to throw them in the front line. And if those dudes go down, your Avenger Slayer, who's practically just an Avenger at this point, is freaking out and tweaking super hard. Right? You are freaking it. All right. I dig on the hunt. I dig it. It can give you 2 extra actions. I don't think it can. Remember, when you gain the quicken condition, that means you start your turn with an extra action. You don't get the extra action until the start of your turn. Monster lore. Your training and experience means we don't know what the quarry is yet either. Means you have comprehensive knowledge about monsters. You are trained in monster lore. A special lore used to recall knowledge about non-humanoids. So not people, not trolls, not ogres, not giants. Things that are not on 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 eyes. They look just like humans. No 80-foot tall frog aliens. You don't know what those are. They're just like people. Nailed it. You are in fact a member of the Earth Defense Force as a Slayer. Got it. Typically only to identify vulnerabilities, resistances, and weakest defenses. It cannot be used about other topics. Ha! So it's really only to tell what they're vulnerable and resistant to. And it auto scales. But I'll note the basic lore. This requires intelligence. So if you want monster lore to be effective, you gotta up your intelligence. This is a nice feature for sure, but not nearly as powerful as like a Thaumaturge or Investigator. All right. Slayer feats. You gain feats. Yep. All right. Slayer's arsenal. Your hunting tools have no effect in anyone's hands but yours. If you lose a hunting tool, you can replace all tools with 1 week of downtime. They represent a specific piece of equipment, typically level 0. Okay, so you're covered in a bunch of cool hunt. This is your Van Helsing, your stakes and your crossbows and your silver, your crucifix. Like this is your loadout, which is kind of Thaumaturge's thing. So I'm not thrilled, but okay. At first level, you have a signature tool. A special hunting tool with a specific... Again, this is Thaumaturge's thing. Again. All right, choose a signature tool. Like the blood-seeking blade, the Chimus vials, and the consecrated panoply. Sure. We'll look at those when we get to them. All right, so what is the quarry? What is the Slayer's quarry? You have Mark Quarry. I am a signature tool. Goddamn right. Mark Quarry. As long as you deem it worthy, you gain Mark Quarry. Spend 10 minutes listening to rumors about a single creature, researching it in a library, or taking note of its tracks. Oh, so this is not like Investigator, who is like, all right, I'm going to investigate the entire the Big Booty Gang, right? Everyone who's part of the Big Booty Gang and the Big Booty Gang's crime, I get my benefit on. No. Slayer says, all right, my quarry, I am hunting Big Booty Berry. All the other members of the Big Booty Gang, I get no benefits against. Only Big Booty Berry, his butt, I am mounting it on the wall. That is my goal. That is all you get. One guy. The GM tells you if its level is equal to or higher than yours. If it is, you can mark it as a core. Oh, so it has to be at least your level. You cannot hunt weak creatures. Fair enough. like Slayer on party. Get a +2 circumstance bonus to survival checks when you track your query and your recall knowledge. Sure, why not? You gain additional benefits based on your arsenal. You can only have one query at a time. This is very much a hyper-focused single-target assassin, even more than Ranger. But the only benefit we've seen so far is you get the easy quicken when your query eats a critical hit. Which actually means you are not a one-on-one assassin. You are screaming, jump that dude. like if your query is eating critical hits, then they're probably fine, I'm not gonna lie. Claim trophy. When your query falls, you can claim a trophy to reinforce your tools. You gain a personal trophy case. Can store up to 5 unused trophies. So you are unironically mounting Big Butt Barry's butt, which is big, on your wall. Cool. Horrifying, but cool. Hey man, we gotta talk. It's getting weird. It's getting weird how you keep talking about how your character's gonna scalp people, and you're like, no, look, man, that's my class mechanic. Dude, you gotta stop scalping people. It's my class mechanic. I'm sorry. I have to. It's really weird. All right. Yeah, so you take a trophy for 1 minute. You take a trophy from your defeated quarry. All right, could be like a dragon's hang or find, a lich's empty soul cage, or fragments of a tyrant's armor. They aren't people, only monsters. No. You can hunt quarry on people. Yeah, single creature. You can hunt quarry on people. You just can't use your monster knowledge on them, but you can still hunt them. Yeah, and they mentioned the fragments of a tyrant. So like, you can take a banner from a knight you defeated or something. Or or it could be weird. A trophy is usually no larger than a Slayer's spread hand, though it might cover an entire weapon or suit of armor once dismantled for reinforcing. Okay. Trophies used to reinforce your arsenal during daily prep. The nature of trophies depends on the quarry. Interesting. While all trophies have an associated tradition, they're not inherently magical. These are going to be complicated, aren't they? Interesting. Okay, at first level, you start with a trophy, which you claimed in a battle before your adventure. Right. If you're creating a higher level Slayer, you start with an additional trophy for every 2 levels you have. And they have different damage and creature types. It's going to be very complicated. Okay. In the morning, you have reinforced arsenal when your daily prep. You reinforce any number of your hunting tools with unused trophies, granting them any additional benefits. A hunting tool can be reinforced with only a single trophy. If you reinforce the same tool, you return the previous trophy to your case. Even if you didn't reinforce, some hunting tools allow you to make choices about their properties, such as the damage type dealt by a blood-seeking blade. Sure. Alright, and beyond that, pretty normal. Reflex saves go up to expert at 3, so you have excellent saves. Good to know. Tip of the tongue. At level 5, you gain assurance and automatic knowledge for monster lore. Again, just kind of stepping on Thaumaturge's toes, but we're just going to move past that. Level 7, you have master perception. You always gain a reaction whenever you roll initiative for combat, so like Guardian. Okay. I guess it's so you can tweak out and gain haste if one of your allies gets knocked down at the start of combat? Sure. Paizo secretly making evil aligned characters. I know, right? Sorry, here's your class about hunting people. Level 9, you get... Oh! Interesting. You actually get improved will saves first. You go Master Will at level 9. What's this? This is weapon specialization at level 7. It's just with a different name. Cool. And you gain a specialized arsenal benefit. We haven't seen those yet. Armor at level 11. Yeah. Why is Daredevil so bad at defense? I don't know. Level 11, you get improved fortitude saves to master. Yeah, so you get your second good save by level 11. So you have excellent saves on this class. Excellent saves. Level 15, you get legendary will. Ooh. So super enhanced will saves. Interesting. Level 15, you gain improved weapon specialization and another benefit from your tools. Got it. Legendary perception. Okay. This is stepping on a lot of Rangers' toes. I'm not thrilled. But we'll see. 19, you get Master Armor. Sure. Fated Foe at level 19. Once per 10 minutes, if a creature would knock you to 0, you avoid being knocked out, remain at 1 HP, and your wounded goes up, and you gain 40 temp HP. Sure, 38 or 40 temp HP. You declare the triggering creature your quarry if its level is equal or higher than yours. And you can choose new options for any hunting tools to change their properties when you reinforce your arsenal. Huh. I feel like that should be level 10. That kind of mechanic feels like it shouldn't be level 19. That's very high level. But sure. Yeah. This is a class seemingly built for it's built for playing Monster Hunter. This is not built for like a detective campaign. If your campaign is a whodunit and you don't know what you're fighting, Slayer is going to just not work. Not going to be good. All right, so what are the tools? Right, so you start with a tool. Your signature tool grants an initial benefit and a slaying technique. So these are the relentless traits. Got it. One or both of these benefits is enhanced while your tool is reinforced. Sure. So what do you get? A blood-seeking blade. Your signature tool is a level 0 simple or martial weapon. You can designate a different weapon as your tool when you reinforce your arsenal. Cool. Initial benefit, Bloody Fuller. Pennsylvania, I see you. If your quarry is resistant to physical damage, you ignore that resistance equal to 1 plus damage dice. Okay. Oops. Kinda specific, but really good when it turns on. And if you reinforce the weapon, your first strike, which, let's be honest, you're probably doing, your first strike with this tool each turn deals 1d6 extra damage. Oh, and you can take element damage. I see. So you can give like 1d6 lightning damage or something. Extra damage increases at level 11 and 19. That's not bad. So this is your damage amp. This is your very precision ranger adjacent damage amp effect. Pretty good. And you can put this on a bow. You can. It does not specify melee. Slaying technique, hone strike, 2 actions. Center yourself, calm your breathing, then strike. Make a strike with your blood-seeking blade tool. Gain a +2 bonus to your attack roll and ignore concealed. That is just Rangers, snipers aim. Okay. Okay. Well, that's kind of eating Precision Ranger's lunch. But Precision Ranger does have focus spells and animal companions, which this class does not. So far, we'll see. We haven't looked at the feats. And at level 7, if you specialize into this weapon, it reduces resistance to any type of resistance damage, and you gain a fearsome returning or shifting ruin. Really? You get a champion's blade blessing? Oh. Okay. Sure. Which means this class is an excellent pick for thrown weapon builds because of the free returning rune. All right. Sure. You could take, however, the Chemist's Vials. An alchemist toolkit with special concoctions. So what does this give you? A 1-action Alchemist Eye. Once per hour, you drink a Chemist Eye vial, gaining the ability to take your quarry within 30 feet as a precise sense for the next 10 minutes. Oh, so you can hunt only your quarry. So the basic effects are only for your quarry. But when you enhance the weapon, when you reinforce it, you gain a general benefit. Got it. Reinforced. You gain 1 special vision ability the creature the trophy was claimed from had, such as dark vision or cloud sight. Okay. That doesn't seem as generally good, but it's definitely cool. Very witchery. This is just a witcher class, isn't it? This is just for playing Geralt of Rivia. I see what you're doing. I know what you are. All right. 2-action slaying technique. Ignition vial. Again, this is just The Witcher. You drink an ignition vial, then blow a cloud of energy. 15-foot cone. They take, 2d4. So they take d4s of damage, scaling like a spell. Not a lot of damage. And if reinforced, it can deal one of the trophy's non-physical damage types instead of fire. That's not as good. That damage seems kind of low. And at level 7, you can now do this once a round. Okay, that's much better. You can now breathe fire every round. That makes up for the low damage. Understood. All right, but what is the Consecrated Panoply? All right. While wearing this tool, you gain a +1 bonus to saving throws against your quarry. Not bad. And if you reinforce it, you get a +1 status bonus to saving throws against creatures with the trophy's traits and spells of the trophy's tradition. Not as general use. You have to use it specifically. I like that. But really good when it works. You get the hunting spike, so this is your stake, the stake the vampire. You need a free hand and you need to wear the Consecrated Panoply. Draw and strike with a hunting spike. Specialty tools which functions as daggers. Yeah, it's literally stake the vampire for 1 action. Your hunting spikes have the holy or unholy trait chosen when you reinforce your arsenal. You will always have more spikes, but they're worthless to anyone but you. Really? It's just a dagger? It's just a basic dagger with the holy trait? I guess if you're quickened, you just get a dagger strike. That's okay. You can throw it. Now level 7, if you enhance it, it's now a +1 striking dagger, and it's cold iron or silver. That's okay. I mean, I get it. If you're getting the quickened action, this is pretty good. It's an extra strike. Who doesn't hate that? I don't know if it's amazing. It's a D4, man. It's a D4. Warded mail. So what's the armor variant? But wearing this, you gain physical damage resistance against your quarry. Cool. And if reinforced, you gain damage resistance to 1 plus half your level to one of the trophy's damage types. Okay. Okay. And that doesn't mention non-physical. Can trophies do physical damage? If you can use this to get damage to like slashing or piercing, that's really good. In fact, I would say that's better than an energy resistance. 1 action, the slaying technique, Armored Shelter. Get a +2 bonus to AC and reflex saves. What? Against area effects. Is that armor class against area effects, or is that all armor class? They probably should have added a comma there. I'm not sure. Until the end of your turn or until you move or use an attack. So this is the last thing you do is the armor. It's okay. Men will do anything to avoid carrying a shield. All right, the enhanced variant. You gain resistance to all damage dealt by your quarry. You gain access to armor specialization. Cool. And you can take it on or off as a single action. Cool. Sure. Why not? Now I'll note, this has to be a suit of level 0 common armor. So, what that means is you are not allowed to use magic armor. Same with the weapon. You are not allowed to use specific magic weapons. So if you find a really cool named artifact armor, too bad, buddy. That's going to the wizard. All right. Wait, do we not? Before I look at feats, I have to know what the tools do. What? Do I know what the items do though? Oh, okay. So this is just where it says what the traits are. So they always do 1 energy damage and are based just off 1 creature type. Okay, so pretty simple on the trophies. They're not that complicated, but you just have to write it down. All right. What feats do they got? Blood Scent. Okay, yeah, I get it. You're Geralt of Rivia. 1 action. Oh, it's relentless. That's good. Recall knowledge against single creature. If you succeed, you know all their conditions and the percent of their remaining HP. You can use it as a free action if they're your quarry or if they're taking persistent bleed damage. That's some valuable info. They seem to like giving that info more. They're working more with HP manipulation recently. I don't mind it. Crossbow Slayer. Hell yeah, brother. Please make my crossbows decent. It's consecrated panoply. Oh. You can load the hunting spikes into your crossbow, and its thrown trait uses the crossbow's range implement. Okay, that's kind of hot. All right, this is very Van Helsing, which once again makes me question if this class could have been split up into an archetype and a bunch of feats for both Thaumaturge and Ranger. Honestly, I think you could have. It's probably cooler to make it its own class. You can do more with it. But I'm like, why can't Thaumaturge load a Holy Blade into a crossbow? I mean, they kind of can. It's just their default ability. But, you know. All right. Drink adaptive serums. This is for chemist files. So which tool you take changes what feats you get. All right, what's the crossbow even get? Reload gains a relentless trait. Sure. Gotta sell them books. I know. I understand the business reason. Just makes me sad. All right. You drink your serums for the next hour. You gain 1 of the effects. You reduce severe weather, and if it's reinforced, you gain resistance equal to your level to damage of the trophy's damage types. So what the trophy's energy type, and has this terrain. Okay, cute. Repelling shield. You gain a repelling shield as a secondary tool, which is feats give you more tools. That's pretty cool. You can designate a different shield as your repelling shield when you reinforce it. Okay. When your shield is raised, you gain a +2 circumstance bonus to reflex saves. This seems better than wearing the armor. And you gain shield block. Repelling shield, the level 1 feat, feels like it gives you most of the benefits of taking the warded mail signature tool. Seems to be pretty much the same thing. I think you should just take the shield. All right, spike surcoat. All right, so this is your armor benefit. You wear spikes over your armor. Whenever you hit by an unarmed strike, a strike with a non-reach melee, or are grabbed, they take piercing damage. Okay. Oh, and 1 damage. Ooh, 1 plus your armor's ruined, so probably, 1 to 3. And 1 damage of your reinforcement. So like 1 fire or 1 cold damage. Okay, Spike Surcoat's kind of good, though. That one's good. Yo, Permanent Thorns Aura? That's good. That's good. Even if the number's low, that's good. All right, 2 actions. Sudden Pounce. Make a long jump. If you land in melee reach, you can make a strike. If you leaped at least 15 feet, they're off guard. Yo, that's good. Ooh. Ooh. Lower range than sudden charge, but getting off guard on it, that's pretty good. It's cooler, too. Paired Bloodseeker. So if you take the weapon tool, you carry 2 identical weapons or a useful sidearm. Your weapon is paired. You gain a paired weapon, which is a level 0 weapon. You designate a different one-handed weapon as your second blade. Oh, so you can have 2 types of weapons. You roll d4s instead of d6s for additional damage. So this is good for your dual wield build. Neat. Neat. Yep, and you can use any attacks with it. Gotcha. Peculiar weaponry. Another blood-seeking blade, so another weapon enhance. You specialize in the unusual weapon. Your blood-seeking blade is a simple weapon. Increase the damage die by 1 step. Sick. Your oh, you can take an advanced weapon. Ooh, you can get any advanced weapon at level 1, you say. All right, sign me up. That's pretty good. All right, 2nd level, Instant Enmity. As a reaction, you see a creature once a day. Take a hostile action against you or an ally. If their level is equal or higher than yours, becomes your quarry for 1 minute. Replacing your previous quarry for the 1 minute. If your level is lower than yours, your reaction is wasted, but you can use it 10 minutes later. You cannot claim a trophy, but this lets you use your entire class mechanic. I'm going to guess everyone's going to be taking Instant Enmity no matter what every fight, just so you can have a quarry every fight. Pack Slayer. You can mark as your quarry a group of at least 3 creatures of the same type. This is a pack of werewolves, even if their level is lower than yours. Oh. Okay. Cute. You can only claim trophy from a single member. Cute. Okay, that's good. Personalized gear for weapon or armor tools. Okay. If you have a blood-seeking blade tool with the parry trait, you have better parry. If you have a tool with the backstabber trait, the extra backstabber damage goes up. Sure. Why not? If you have the armor tool, it gains the comfort trait and you ignore the speed reduction. Okay. Sure. Not, like, amazing, but it's a level 2 feat. It's pretty good. Saltstone, level 2. You have a free hand. You draw a saltstone, a small block of dried magical compounds, and scrape it on your weapon to give it a ghost touch ruin. If your quarry has regeneration, it deactivates regeneration. Ooh. Hey, I'm just going to point out. Oh, as if it dealt damage of the appropriate type. So you have to be able to deactivate the regeneration in the first place. Cool. That's not bad. Saltstone is pretty nice. Great utility. Shifting Hunt. Level 2. You interact to change configuration of a combination or modular weapon, or to change your grip on a 2-hand weapon. The action gains the Relentless trait. That is really specific. Wow, that is really, really specific. But sure. And if you have a combination weapon, you can have the Bloodseeker's blades get different damage types on each variant. All right, a little more flexibility. Sure. All right, level 2, Slayer's Tricks. You gain 2 common occult cantrips as innate spells, and they're wisdom-based. Huh. Casting spells against a relentless trait. You can use your Quicken to cast spells? Oh. Oh, that's good. And if you have Consecrated Panoply, they can be divine spells. Oh. Oh, that's really good. All right. All right. Sure. All right, level 4. Apply Spirit Oil, 1 action, once per day. Draw a cloth coated in Spirit Oil, wipe it on your weapon. The weapon gains the Deadly D8 trait for 1 minute. Ooh. Ooh, nice. Reinforce, it also does 1d4 persistent damage on crit. Okay. All right. Not bad, not bad. I mean, once per day is a bit of a bummer, but this is a very preparation-themed class, right? I'm still not seeing enough of a difference from Thaumaturge for half these feats to not be Thaumaturge feats, but, you know. All right, Blood for Blood, level 4, 1 action. If a creature critically hit you with an attack since your previous turn, return your foe's attack. Make a strike against that creature. If it hits, you gain temp HP. Sure. Blood Rush, level 4. You roll initiative. You can see your query. You go on the hunt as a free action. Oh, yeah. But that's only when you see your quarry. So you get this like once. That's probably not good enough. Paizo's one class in the playtest that cooks and the other is meh. Yeah. I think people will love this class because it's really cool. I'm just sitting here going, this could be Ranger and Thaumaturge feats. The Ranger could use more feats, I'm not gonna lie. They could both use more feats, which to me is why it kind of hurts. Cure All for the Chemist set. Okay. You have a vial of Cure All. You can spend 1 minute to apply to an ally, removing... You can spend 1 minute to remove paralyzed, petrified, sickened, or unconscious. Oh. Petrified? When was the last time any of y'all got permanently petrified? I have seen it happen once. I have seen a player get petrified. Once. Not counting myself. In 2nd edition, I got insta-killed a lot. Petrify was one of them. All right. Reinforce. Okay, so when you're enhanced, and let's be honest, you're probably reinforcing all these anyways. At least when you can. Use Cure All to attempt to counteract an affliction applied by the creature using your class DC. That's really specific. Okay. Yeah, as a GM, you know. Yeah, right, because they feel really bad for the player. Expansive Panoply for the Consecrated set. For the Divine set. Short, sharp piece of metal is a versatile tool. When you use a hunting spike, you can draw and strike with clubs, darts, or short swords rather than daggers. That's required. That is a nice damage and versatility and damage type buff to your hunting spike. So you're definitely using that. Very cool for a sick crossbow character, though. I don't know if they'd be good. I don't think the crossbow slayer is actually very good, but they're really cool. All right, final flourish, level 6. So we're at level 6. So interestingly, Daredevil's feats are so fancy and cool, but I'm sitting here trying to parse if they're good. These feats, I'm like, okay, these are neat, but none of them are like, oh, this is insane, right? They're just like, oh, that's pretty neat. Level 6, final flourish. You reduce a creature to 0 HP, so you have to finish off a creature. With a showy flourish, flick the blood off your blade or rearm your weapon. Gain temp HP equal to half your level for 1 minute. You can swap weapons or reload. Not bad. Pretty cool. At higher levels, you won't use it as much as you will at lower levels. Relentless Counterstrike, level 6. You have bonus AC from Armored Shelter, Raise a Shield, or Parry. And an attack that would have hit without that bonus misses you. So it needs to miss by 1 to 3. If you use a fortress shield, it needs to miss by 3. Otherwise, it's by 2. You're going to use a fortress shield for Relentless Counterstrike. Let's not kid. Pretty good with it, though. You go on the hunt as a free action. So you get to you get a tweak out. Okay, sure. I like that it is a reaction, and all it does is allow you to do a different reaction as a free action. I get why it's written that way. It's just kind of funny. Shifting combination to action. There's a full combination weapon build. They're trying to make combination weapons good for a class not named Gunslinger. I applaud it. I applaud that. 2 actions, use strike with the acquired weapon, change its configuration or grip, and then strike again. If neither strike is made with an agile trait, the second strike takes a -2. Both strike, use your current... Oh, it's double slice with the same combination weapon. Ooh, or a modular weapon. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. You combine their hits. Combine their damage. Okay. That's pretty good. All right, shifting combination. It's not as good. It's 2 actions. It's not as good as what Gunslinger brings you. Stab and blast on the Gunslinger, still better. Don't get me wrong, still better. But this is an option, and we have not had an option, so I appreciate it. Yeah. I dig it. All right, that's cool. And with modular weapons, this opens up quite a few melee types, like the Kobold Multi-Tool, which is a giant kobold-sized Swiss knife. A utility knife. Anyways, Spell Slates, level 6. Slayer's Trick. So this is your spell enhancement. At level 6, you gain a first rank common occult. A first and second rank common occult spell as innate spells. At 8th level, you gain a third. This is... Oh, you just have a full spellcaster. You get a full spellcaster archetype in the class. And if you reinforce this... Oh, you can reinforce this. You gain an additional spell of a rank equal to or less than the highest rank innate spell. So you get 1 extra spell of the highest rank. Let's be honest. That, and it must be the same tradition as the trophy. Okay. But remember, if you take Consecrated Panoply, the divine tool, this could also be divine spells. That's good. A good stat full power marshal who also gets a small amount of spell casting. That's a big deal. This might be a good class for Gish builds. Builds who want to use a few buff spells, a few scrolls, a light amount of magic in addition to their close combat. This might be a solid choice. Not good for offense, but still solid. For buffs mostly and utility. Wall of Will. So this is your armor equivalent. While you're benefiting from armored shelter, so when you're parrying with the armor, the first time your quarry attempts to enter a space adjacent to you, it must attempt a will save. Again, anything that works only against your quarry, I'm like, it's literally a singular enemy. I'm not thrilled by them. They're cool. They're the class's flavor, but I'm like, it's very campaign specific. Right. 8th level, Armored Fortress. So if you have a shield raised or are using the armor benefit. So once again, don't take the armor tool, just grab a shield. You can spend a second action, so spend an action after raising a shield. Until you move from your current space, your allies can take cover behind you. They don't actually get anything. Their benefit is they can take cover behind you. Brother, bring a tower shield. Don't spend an 8th rank feat. Just bring a tower shield. You'll have more defense that way. All right, well, that's bad. That's bad. It needs to give a small benefit to your teammates at least, or something. All right, catalyzing flask. This is their chemist level 8 feat. You gain a alchemical vial with a level 1 alchemical elixir. You can activate it without consuming it once per day. So you can drink it twice. No. Right. Okay. So what it is that you have a level 1 alchemy potion. You can drink it once a day for free. If you drink it a second time, you then have to spend a week of downtime to make a new one. Right? You have to make a new one, which takes a week of downtime. You can designate a different elixir of your level or lower as the contents when you reinforce. Right, so you have to reinforce this so it can be better than a level 1 tool. But you get a potion. Very Witcher. Again, catalyzing flask is very Witcher. And when reinforced, you get a +1 status bonus to a will save. Whatever the creature's highest will save. You have to really look through the stat blocks of what you were fighting to play this class. This is okay. You get 1 potion. Now, I'll note, a potion of your level is really good. An alchemical elixir of your level is powerful. Is it as powerful as just taking Alchemist Archetype? No. It's about 1/4 to 1/8 as powerful. But it's still powerful. Alright, level 8, Defensive Hunt. If when you're critically hit, you get a tweak out and go on the hunt. You get hasted when you get crit. By your quarry, specifically. So again, if you want these quarry feats, you have to take the level 2 feat to once a day. Just designate a given enemy as your quarry. If you don't take that, you're just going to be sad. You're not going to have class mechanics. You have to. You have to. May as well be required. Alright, level 8, Field Forge Tools. Gain the Monster Crafting Skill feat. When you use it, you can consume an unused trophy. In addition to the monster. You designate an item as a hunting tool. You gain its reinforced benefits as if you reinforce it with the consumed trophy. Oh, you build the trophy into the item you crafted with the monster, and now it's always reinforced. You can still reinforce with another trophy. And you can switch which trophy stats use as the 1-minute activity. This is the full Monster Hunter feat. Got it. If you want a Raytheon sword, you take Field Forge Tools. I understand. Okay. Is it, like, amazing? It's cool. And I think cool is more important. Alright. Eager Hunter, level 10. When you go on the hunt, so when you use your reaction, when you get hasted, you can step toward the nearest enemy. Okay. Are you going on the hunt constantly? I mean, you can build for it, I guess. It's alright. Endless Enmity, level 10. The frequency of instant enmity becomes once per 10 minutes. Okay, that's the one we're taking. Right. Level 2, level 10, locked in. Instant enmity, endless enmity. Because otherwise, we can't turn things into our quarry. Right? But a lot of our mechanics want that, and this is how we enable that. It's just is. What else could we get if we don't care about quarry, though? Ever Vigilant, level 10. Start of each of your turns, you gain an additional reaction that can only be used to go on the hunt. Very cool. You don't have a different reaction to use. I guess if you're shield blocking, Ever Vigilant is good. Yes, this is for the Fortress Shield build. This is for the Fortress Shield build that is using... which one? Level 6 Relentless Counter-Strike, which lets you go on the hunt, when they miss you because of your shield. Remember, Fortress Shields give you a +3 armor class, better than any other option, and that'll let you on the hunt way more often, which means you combine with Ever Vigilant. Now you're getting extra haste, and you're already raising a shield, so you have shield block for your other reaction. That is the build. Ship it. Or share insight on last level 10 feat. Your allies, okay. Each day, choose the following benefit. Interesting. So for one action, your allies gain the chosen benefit for 1 minute. Blood-Seeking Blade, allies ignore 3 points of your quarry's resistance. Chemist Vials, your allies gain low light vision or dark vision, and they can sense your quarry. Consecrated Panoply, allies gain a status bonus to saves. All right, so this lets you buff your team against your quarry, your target specifically. Share Insight also requires the instant enmity, endless enmity build. Ergo, I'm going to say this is not a 10th level feat. This is a 12th level feat. You're only taking this after taking endless enmity, so you can always have a quarry in combat. Very important. All right, and interestingly, I argue that most fights should be against lower level foes in groups because it's just more fun and interesting. This class would hate my encounter design. This class screams, no, enemies should be at my level. 100%. All right, double quarry. You can have up to 2 marked quarry. I know that is just double prey. It's the same level as double prey, I think. It's higher level than double prey for ranger. Sure, man. Just take the feats to pick your quarry automatically. I don't know what to tell you. Expanded spell slates. Ooh, level 12, you get more spells. You get a 4th rank spell. Level 14, you get a 5th rank spell. Level 16, you get a 6th rank spell. Super good. Super, super, super good. All right. Level 12, Gouging Strike, a flourish. Okay. Make a melee strike. If it hits, you do additional die of persistent bleed with the same size of your strike. And the target, the target gains weakness 3 to physical damage until the start of your next turn. Or until it's no longer taking persistent bleed. Okay. Now we're talking. Giving them weakness 3 to physical damage. Tasty. All right. So if you're just striking, Gouging Strike's just an upgrade. It's just an upgrade for your weapon. Most builds are probably going to pick that if you're not going for the spells. All right, otherwise, level 12, Spectral Lens, the new secondary tool, Spectral Lens. Okay, you can cast... Oh, you just permanently gain See Invisible. Yeah, you just gain See the Unseen, which I'll note in the Paizo errata means it now means you just permanently see where the disappearance spell, the 8th rank spell disappearance, they clarified See the Unseen does work on it. So that's Spectral Lens is pretty good. Now, it is the equivalent of buying a rank 5 wand. A rank 5 wand of See the Unseen would give you 8 hours of See the Unseen. So Spectral Lens is replaceable by money, but it's pretty nice. And if you reinforce it, you gain a +1 bonus to seek or search for creatures with your trophies trait, and reduce the DC of targeting hidden and concealed creatures with the trophies trait. Again, your trophies are very specific for the most part. 14th level, Arm Bloodburst File. Once per 10 minutes. Cool. Okay. I'm surprised you don't have to have the alchemy kit to use this. All right. You fire an ampule of monster blood. Neat. You lock your file into a weapon. If it's a ranged weapon, you can reload the weapon as well. Okay, so you put it in your sword. Your next strike with that weapon gains the splash trait, and I'm sorry, it deals an additional 12d6 persistent bleed and 12 persistent bleed splash. On average, we can assume that persistent damage will tick roughly 3 times before falling off. Fights don't last much longer than that anyways. So we can assume that if you hit your opponent with this, they're going to take a nice extra, 36 d6 plus 36 bleed damage. No, you are immune to the splash. And you can also just throw it as a bomb. Oh, and if you reinforce it, it does 13d6. Oh, my bad. So important. Fucking. Oh. Why? That is way too high. That number is way too high. I don't know what the right number is. To be perfectly clear, I'm not bothering to run the math to know what the right number should be. But I do know that 12d6 plus 12 is way too high. I would be aghast if you had a spell that did that much. I think, in fact, I'm pretty sure the dehydrate spell does not do this much persistent damage. And that spell's insanely good. So, like, oh, and you still hit them with your weapon, by the way. Holy crap. Okay. Well, all right. What's your alternative? You're not going to take any alternative. This is too overpowered to not take. But if you want, not to just, like, cheese the game, I guess, we could take Open Wound. Creatures taking persistent bleed damage are off guard to you. Cute. I don't know if that's a level 14 feat. Wow, that's your only... Really? Really, your level 14 options are hit the guy with the bleed grenade that annihilates him and his entire bloodline to the 9th generation, or people who are bleeding are off guard. Fucking. All right. Not even close, dude. All right. 16th level, we have Impenetrable Shelter. All right, so we got an armor feat. When you use Armored Shelter, you gain a +2 circumstance to all area effects, not just reflex. Why? Level 16? This should be level 2. This should be a level 2 feat. Wait, what? Really? That's bad. That's not worth level 16. No. I think the armor is... As I wasn't loading properly. The armor is definitely the weak option here. All right, so what's the chemist get? Inferno Vial. Your fire breath from Ignition Vial is now a 30-foot cone. And that's it. Now, note of 30-foot cone triples your radius. It triples or quadruples the aura, the AoE size. It's very big. But you're level 16. You're still shooting D4s. At level 16, it's doing what? It starts at 2d4 plus 1 for every odd level. Level 15, you're casting what? Level 8 spells, so we can assume that to be doing 7. You're doing 9d4. That's like 22 damage. At level 16. Enemies at level 16 have like 250 hit points, by the way. Maybe 300 hit points. You're doing like 22. It's not great. The scaling's really bad. It scales really, really bad. Alright, so Inferno Vial is cool, but not great, because the scaling of Ignition Vial is kind of weak. Alright, what's the weapon do? Unerring Edge. When you use Hone Strike, you ignore the target's hidden condition, as well as its concealed condition, and the circumstance bonus of your attack roll is +3. Wow. That's the best one. Because that's another +1 to hit. I just realized this is better than what Ranger has because it works on melee. I just realized Hone Strike for the weapon implement, the weapon tool, is better than Ranger's Sniper Aim because it works on melee. That's a nasty tool if you pair it with like a Great Axe. Ooh. Or any fatal weapon. You go up to fighter accuracy. That's nasty. Alright. Unerring Edge is excellent. It's boring though. It's boring, but it's excellent. Alright, and Vicious Spike for your Consecrated Panoply. I would probably go Consecrated Panoply. I think the weapon's a strong pick, but the Panoply is way cooler, so that's the one I'd go with. Now, blessings on your hunting spikes mean they always draw blood. When you use a hunting spike to hit someone, on a failure, you deal the damage you would have dealt on a hit, treating all damage dice as if you rolled a 1. Wow. Wow. Ooh. This applies to all dice from weapon ruins, spells, and special abilities, not just weapon damage dice. Ooh. Ooh, that's kind of good, actually. That means you can just spam knife throws and just keep doing damage. Ooh, Vicious Spike. Alright, Vicious Spike is actually, I think, stronger than an Unerring Edge. It doesn't matter, though. You're taking whichever feat is your tool. Realistically, you're just taking whatever feat is your tool. Alright, level 8. Obliterate Exodia. Alright. 3 actions. Make a strike. If you hit, you do maximum damage. And then your turn ends. Sure? Okay. Probably not even... I don't know. I think if you're level 18, you have better uses for your actions than spending all 3 on just one big strike. But it is cool. So, okay. It's not useless. I just don't think it's amazing compared to just striking twice and then raising a shield or stepping away or casting a spell or buffing your ally or drinking a potion. There's a lot of options at this level, okay? Alright, level 18, Terrifying Bloodlust. Once per 10 minutes. You unleash your killing intent. Were you a manhwa character? You unleash your killing intent. Force each enemy in 60 feet to attempt a will save against Frightened. That's good. Terrifying Bloodlust is great. And AoE Fear, excellent. Never goes out of fashion. Never goes out of fashion. Beautiful. Level 18 feels high for Terrifying Bloodlust, but it is very good. So that's definitely what you would want over Obliterate. Alright, what's level 20? Eternal Hunt. You end your turn. You go on the hunt. Huh. This is just their... Well, it's awkward, right? All these classes, almost every martial has a feat at level 20, which can be summed up as you are now quickened to do your thing. This class is built around being quickened already. So the level 20 equivalent feat is a little awkward. You're probably not going to want this, honestly. What's the other one? Unbound Hunt. The first action or activity you use on each of your turns gains the Relentless trait. This is probably better because you're hoping to trigger on the hunt through other means. If you find in practice, which I don't know unless I play the class, if you find in practice you don't on the hunt very often, you're probably going to want Eternal Hunt over Unbound Hunt. All right. There we go. That's the Slayer. So this took a lot longer than I expected. So I'm going to call the stream here. I thought that'd be 1 to 2 hours. That took 3. I need to read faster. All right. But thank you for dropping by. I hope you had fun. These classes are interesting. I think Daredevil is really cool, but needs a buff badly. I think Daredevil is a cool class that is too fragile for what it's trying to do, at least reading it. I think it's a lot of fun to play, but in practice is very fragile. I think Slayer is a really strong class. I think the hunting trophies are very cool, very thematic. I dig what they got going on as an idea. However, with that said, it could have been a ranger subclass. Slayer could have been a ranger or a thaumaturge class archetype. One or the other. Possibly two. It could have been two class archetypes for ranger and thaumaturge. It feels bad saying it, but look deep in your heart. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. Look deep into your heart. Right? So, yeah, that's really my thought of like, oh, it's kind of I guess. Oh well. I think it's really fun. I think it's good and strong. I think if you play Slayer, you'll have a really fun time. And that's what matters. I'm just saying here like this really could have been Ranger. All right. Well, with that said, thank you for dropping by. Be sure to take care of yourself. If you've been listening to this whole time, I hope you stretch a little bit. I need to go do that. I need to go do that now. And hey, if you're new, welcome in. I'm Lord Generic. Be sure and follow us on YouTube or Twitch or follow us on Lord Generic RPG, where we mostly cover our Pathfinder stuff. I'm going to chop this up into a pair of videos just because that makes sense to do. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful morning, evening, and good night. If you're interested in playing these classes, let me know, right? Leave a comment. I'm curious to see if these really resonate with you. If you think my initial impressions are incorrect somehow, let me know. I do think I am going to stand firm that Daredevil needs more defense, though. I think that class is going to get blown up really, really hard. I know it's part of the fun of it is to get blown up. I think it's going to get blown up way too hard. But I'm going to hop off, so thank you for dropping by and hope you have a lovely, lovely night, y'all. Bye. Oh, cancel the music. All right. Which side? Let me send you over to... Oh, hey, there you go. Perfect. Theodore Magnus, who is lovely and is playing Mugenics. It's not Pathfinder, but it is a tactical turn-based grid game. So, surprisingly close. Have a wonderful, wonderful time.